Alright guys, so I am on the way to school, to class, my first class. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I wanted to tell you guys, I can link the video below, or I can link it in a card above me, one or the other. But I was watching this guy, and he's a doctor, right? So he's like, don't take notes. And I'm like, okay, you got my attention, because the notes are so time consuming, and due to the time, like, I never end up reading back through my notes. So I'm like, are they helping me? I wonder. What he suggested and what his friend did was, instead of taking notes, you write down questions. Okay, like, instead of writing down the fact or the concept, you write down a question about the concept or the fact. And then when you go back to study, there's your study. And then I would put, for my notes, I would do questions. I would put the book, because we're using two books. The book from last semester, and we're using the Med Surg book. So I'll put the book and the page number. So if I can't answer that question, then that's better than notes, because now I have to go find the answer and read it. That's literally the proven way to absorb information in school. Like, they've done study after study on active recall. I always forget what side my gas tank is on. I always have to look. Like, if you look on your dashboard, there's an arrow next to your little gas symbol, and that tells you what side it's on. I did not know that. I saw it on a YouTube video. Because I literally forget all the time. Why am I taking my jacket off? Alright guys, I'm about to pump gas, go get some snacks for class, because I'm in there from 10 to 3 o'clock. So it's going to be a long one. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Got me my coffee. No sugar. And no, it's not nasty. It would be to some people, but I've gotten used to not putting sugar and stuff, that it doesn't bother me. For the most part, I've been cutting out sugar, you know, because it's just horrible for you. It just is. Anyway, enough of my rant. I'm going to class, and I wanted to share that study tip with you ASAP. Like you think, like, oh, I'm gonna write it down and think about the information and it's gonna get in my brain, but it's basically, he was saying, it's basically the opposite. Like, the more you pull information out of your brain that's there, that's how you learn. And then if you don't know it, you don't know it. So go back, learn, and then try and pull the information out and see if you know it. And then once you think you know something, you can try and teach it to somebody. Teach, or just talk to yourself, and then you be like, oh man, I just ran into a brick wall right there. I can't even move forward in my teaching, because that's where you know it. You should be doing things that are effective, you know what I mean? Especially with studying, because you don't want to sit down for hours and then fail a test. Like, I'm so scared of that happening. Like, I hope I don't fail. I hope you enjoyed the last video I did on injections, because, like, I can going forward, like, I can share my slides with you and stuff. If that was helpful to you, like, let me know. Okay? So here, that's basically it for now. I'm gonna sip on this coffee and drive through this downpour to class, and hopefully I don't get soaked on the way in, but we shall see. Bye, guys. Hey, YouTube. How you guys doing? Okay, so the first part of this video, I did last week on the way to class. And basically, since that video up until today, I have adopted the active recall method of studying. So at first, like I was saying in the last, in the first part of this video, I was just writing down questions as I went when I was reading. Reading, you know, not actually reading all the content in the book. That's just me. I don't have time for that anymore. So since then, I was like, you know what? This girl at work, shout out to Wani if you end up watching this video. She suggested that I use Quizlet, but I never actually used that suggestion. So we had this conversation years ago, but I still remembered, like, oh, Quizlet in the back of my mind. And I know other people used it as well. And so I went on there. I'm like, let me see if it's free. It was free. So you could just write down anything. So as any concept, any definition, just type up a card. And I'll do a screen recording of this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But then as you're studying, write it down. Anything that you would take notes on, write it down. And instead of just being notes on a paper that you're just gonna reread and then not know if you know it because you're not doing active recall, instead of that way, you have flashcards. Oh, you're standing in line at Walmart, do your Quizlet. Oh, you're sitting at a red light, do a flashcard. Because that could be a test question. Okay, and then you know that you memorized it. So I'm gonna show you a screen recording on Quizlet, and like I said, it's free. And there's different ways you can study even with the free Quizlet. You can do the flashcards, and then you can do matching. There's, like, you know how you have that game Memory that you used to play when you were a kid? It's like that. Like, all the terms and both sides of the flashcards are facing up. And then you just click the ones that match. And then you narrow it till you pick all the cards. So it's a way to memorize. And then you can, like, say this on command. You can memorize your lab values like that. Because you can't just sit there and take notes and read and do a couple questions and then think you know it. Like, it does not work like that. You have to memorize stuff. Like, you have to pull it out your brain in order to remember things. If you read it and understand it, you understand it while you're reading it, but can you recall it? That's part of learning. So it's essential, and that's how you do good on classes and exams. Alright, so just wanted to share this tip with you. When I get home, I'll do a screen recording on Quizlet. Also, while I was in class, I had Quizlet open, and I was using her slides to type up a Quizlet. So now it's ready. Like, on your ride home from school, you can literally do Quizlet. Y'all, like, it's just like the best method to me. And going forward, we'll see if it works. But to me, it sounds good because you have all these facts, like a post-op patient. You assess them every 15 minutes, like vitals and everything, head to toe. Then once they're stable, it's like every hour for 24 hours. And then after that, it's every 4 hours. Like, I know that now. Hopefully I got it right, but I know that now because of Quizlet. Because I recalled it so many times. Now I just know it. You just know it. Just wanted to share that with you. I hope it helps you. When I get home, I'm gonna do the screen recording, and then that's it. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'll let you know how my grade was for my first test. Also, if you're doing math, keep an eye on the time, because Lockdown Browser, if you're using it, it's not like a big flashing anything that tells you, look, you have 5 minutes left. Keep your eye on the time, because I didn't get to answer 2 of my questions and I probably would have passed. Lockdown Browser, there's a calculator on there and I could not find it. And I remember the teacher saying, there's gonna be a calculator. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't know it was gonna be a microscopic icon of a calculator. So if you're on Lockdown Browser, make sure you look at the top of your screen and there's a little tiny picture of a calculator. That's where it is. Would have been nice to know that, because for the first 2 questions I was doing like log division and stuff, so that was rough. Like, it took up a lot of time. Maybe that's why I ran out of time. I don't even know. I was so focused on just doing the problems, but I gotta retake it today, so I'll let you know how all this goes. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna just shut up and stop rambling right now. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay, guys, so this is how I do Quizlet when I'm at home studying. So I put my computer on a split screen and then I cut and paste from my electronic ebook to Quizlet. And then also, you can go into Quizlets and add terms or remove terms if you want. So you can always add to an existing Quizlet, which is useful. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that, figure out how to do a split screen and do it like that.